Brandon B donates $50. Finally have a day off from work. Gonna spend the day catching up on all the amazing runs I've missed this week. Great event for a great cause. I've been watching for 5 years now. Money goes to the OOT Glitch Exhibition. Speaking of the Ocarina of Time Glitch Exhibition, a quick update on that. Sitting at just about $18,000 out of $25,000. We're getting there. We're getting pretty close, almost in that last 5,000 home stretch. So let's keep bringing those donations in to meet all the awesome incentives we have for this event. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get excited because it is time for what is probably the first ever speedrunning marathon run of Star Fox 2.
Hey everyone, this is zallard1, and on my couch,
I'm zallard1.
I am Toko Tomcat. I ran this game before it was cool.
I'm Mech Richter.
And this is Star Fox 2. I'm going to be doing a run on Expert Mode, and it's going to be New Game Plus. So don't start the time yet. I'll let you know when to start it.
Yeah, so right now, actually, we've got to route the category pretty much. So what planets are vulnerable and where the battleships appear is 100% random, and we need to come up with a route completely on the fly. We're going to be using the two characters on the right here, Faye and Miyu. They're basically the glass cannons of the game. And you want to count them down?
Yep, okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nope.
Yeah, so we went with Faye and Miyu because they have the fastest charge in the game, and they're by far the fastest characters. The downside is, instead of bombs, they get shields, but that's not too much of an issue because he can get bombs later.
Yeah, and you'll see this game plays a bit more like a real-time strategy game than it does like the traditional like Star Fox for the SNES or Star Fox 64. There's a timer that's always running while you're playing the game, even in these stages here. And while that timer's running, things are happening in the overworld. So there are missiles that are going towards Corneria. Your main goal is to take out everything in the game before Corneria is defeated. So each missile and enemy that comes towards it, if it makes contact, will do damage. If you reach 100% damage, then you lose.
Yeah, and the damage they can deal is random, up to 30%, I believe?
Yeah, it's 30%.
Yeah, so it can do 5, it can do 10, or it can do 30 if it wanted to. So
Yeah, it could lead to some pretty scary situations on the map screen.
Yeah, so right there, he just pushed 2 switches in order to open this door. Each of these stages is going to start out in a section quite like this, where you need to accomplish a small task in order to get into the base, where you're going to destroy the base and finish the planet.
It's worth noting that every time I transform, I have a couple of iframes, and I tend to use that to my advantage whenever possible.
Plus, that was something that was introduced in this game that we saw in Zero, but this is the first time this was shown, so you actually have to transform in this game as well. And that's key for a lot of these different missions, especially going to these core planets.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I'm in walker mode, my normal shots will do a little bit more extra damage. It's pretty good when you want to stay stationary and you just want to, you know, shoot down an object.
Yeah, that was a very nice Titania.
Yeah. So with this route that I'm doing right now, I go to Titania first because there's the guaranteed bomb drop. It converts all my items into bombs, and bombs are by far the best game for a speed run. And kind of in general, it just speeds everything up really significantly.
Yeah, bombs are incredibly broken in this game compared to the rest of the Star Fox series.
Yeah, bombs will eradicate everything on your map screen.
That's definitely something we learned on day one. The bombs were the main key in this run. I mean, if you do not have the bombs, you have no chance.
Yeah, that's a really hard group of enemies, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have massive range, so they can just pretty much destroy anything just by throwing it.
Yeah, everything on the map screen has a timer. The planets will launch a missile if you take too long to get to them, and these battleships will launch either 1 or 2 random enemy groups. So it's imperative that you do, if you do everything in this game as fast as possible, there's a sense of urgency that is constant throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and it can kind of snowball. Like if you mess up on one mission, you can end up with an extra set of enemies spawning that you have to take out, and then you end up losing even more time because of that. So there he used a bomb to damage some of these enemies. The enemies are vulnerable as soon as their symbol appears in the top right-hand corner map. They don't necessarily have to be on screen in order to damage them. And the bomb routing is very strict for this category too. Yeah, he needs to make sure that he has a minimum of 3 bombs at the very end of the run. There are extra bomb pickups, but he needs to be very conservative. Like that last section of the carrier there, he could have taken that out with a bomb pretty much instantly, but it's just conserving them as much as he can.
Yeah, there's some pretty threatening things later on in the game. If you're too eager to use bombs, then it may backfire later on. I'm hoping that was a 5% missile on the corner
Yeah, it
area.
looked like it was only 5.
All right.
Okay, so this stage can be kind of tricky because this game has a tendency to drop inputs, and you have some pretty tight frame windows to get the right roulettes here.
This game takes inputs?
Yep.
Who would have thought, right?
Come on. There we go. Yeah, so there's a specific rhythm that you need to shoot that. You need to shoot it at least twice for it to cycle over to the circle to unlock the underground area. There we go. So that's not too bad. As long as I get through that without a bunch of enemies just kind of camping and firing at me, that's fine.
Yeah, you can see the box for entering the base is incredibly generous. He entered it from like the back side, and it's like, oh, you're going straight in? All right.
There is some moments where you actually can clip the entrance of the base to get in as well, if you're really in a tight straight.
Yeah, the loading zone is pretty generous, especially like inside the building itself. So it can be pretty handy if you have trouble hitting selects, which is actually a concern in this game. Okay. Let's see here. What did I get? Hell, not getting any item drops.
Yeah. This entire game is pretty much just one giant random number generator, so you kind of just have to deal with what's coming at you at the time and pretty much just route everything on the fly. But there are some guaranteed bomb pickups that you can get later on.
Yeah, usually I use those as points to convert my items. So like when you collect items in this game, it won't like overwrite the number of items you have. It'll increment that counter by 1 and then change the type. So say I had like 3 shields or something and I pick up a bomb. I don't have 1 bomb at that point, I actually have 4. So it can be pretty handy. I could change what would normally be bad luck into a good luck situation.
All right, so Zallard is making his way to the secret base. Now, you're wondering, how does secret base come about? Well, if you go on normal mode, there are 13 pepper coins. Now, they changed it to this version as the mysterious coins. No, we'll call them pepper coins. But this will allow Zallard to pick up some very good items. So we have health, we have shields. We also have the homing shot, which was actually patched in normal mode, so you will not be able to get it until you get to secret base. So this is very good to have.
Yeah, so this game, it's been leaked for quite some time, and by default you used to have homing shot, but now you have to go through a couple of hoops to even earn the opportunity to use homing shot, and it's a pretty important item because it lets you combat some really sketchy situations, like when you're fighting like enemy groups, for example, they fly all over the place. And sometimes they'll fly out of range to where you can't get them with normal shots, but a charge shot that is locked on can still get them.
Another thing we haven't really explained is what's the deal with the 2 pilots. So each pilot actually has their own unique set of abilities, own health stats. So the health stays in between stages. So if you're down to half of your health, then you're going to enter the next stage with half of your health. It's not like other Star Fox games where it doesn't really carry over much. And if he finds that he's at too low of a health to finish a stage with one character, he can swap to the other. In addition, you can use that to get extra bombs in the run.
Yeah, so both of my characters that I selected at the start, they now have a full loadout of bombs, and I'm going to be using that to my advantage later on, especially in Wave 2. So the map screen is it's interesting because like in Star Fox 1, it was just like difficulty select for your map screen, but in this game it serves as something of like a board game, you know? Like the whole entire goal is just to make sure that Corneria doesn't take enough damage. This is an interesting pattern. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's
Very
so
nice.
That was very well done.
It's really random and difficult to get that one cycle.
And on top of that, he's fighting the lag the entire time. So you can't just mash the button, you have to do it rhythmically. And the lag is always changing based on how many things are on screen, so it's incredibly difficult to get a one cycle there.
Welcome to Star Fox, single frame per second. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really fortunate that because those 2 enemies, those 2 floor turrets, they can spawn anywhere in that room, in any corner, anything. So whenever they're in a straight line, I go for that one cycle. So that saves like a pretty significant amount of time, because if they were to duck down, then what would happen is I would have to wait for them to relocate and then, you know, kill them based off of wherever they go. So pretty fortunate. So Venom has like a mini boss at the start, but I have lock-on shot, and that's kind of a big problem for this boss.
Yeah, you don't actually start this game with lock-on shot, which is why we're playing on the New Game Plus version. The big advantages that you have are that you have lock-on shot and you start with upgraded lasers. So that can save a very significant amount of time. It makes the game a lot more, I guess, beginner-friendly.
Yeah, for sure. So the remainder of the stage, we have a couple of those. It's sort of similar to those turrets that you just saw me take out, but they pop from the wall. And the one cycles on those are pretty difficult. It'll depend on how many inputs are dropped from my shots and how well I time my first charge shot, because the vulnerability of those things are not what they seem. Like, even though they're completely out of the wall, they're a little bit invincible for the first couple of moments. You'll see what I mean shortly. This guy needs to, yeah. All right, right here. All right, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Nice.
So the Walker actually has some very neat mechanics. Zallard, what he's doing is actually, there's sometimes you have to pivot yourself, so you have to press the left and the right triggers to angle yourself just to make sure you get your right shots. So that's definitely key for the movement for the Walker here.
Yeah, even though this game has auto lock-on, when your cursor gets close to an enemy, it still is pretty finicky in some spots, and it doesn't always work as intended.
Yeah. That was pretty good, 2 out of 3. I'm pretty happy with that.
Very nice.
Also, a big strat that he does when he's entering these cutscenes is he actually transforms. The cutscene won't actually start until you're in R-Wing mode, so he can trigger a few seconds earlier each time just by transforming right at the end of the fight.
Yeah, it can be pretty difficult to judge because, like I said, like your shots are somewhat inconsistent. Like you have to time your inputs to certain frequencies to where, you know, shots will come out. So that's the end of first wave, which is pretty good. I got it before the virus popped out of the top right, so generally speaking, that's a pretty good pace.
Yeah, the virus is going to pop out at 35, and yeah, he has to take it out pretty much as soon as possible, or else it's going to get away, and it's going to be just basically a wild goose chase.
I should probably go up here just real quick, because it's really dangerous to let this virus escape. Because it'll take over that satellite that, like, takes out some of those...
Some of the missiles, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Had to make sure that I killed that, because if it gets away, then it gets like a speed boost on the map, and then it gets harder and harder to chase it down before it infects the satellite.
Yeah, that satellite can be pretty ineffective at shooting some of the missiles sometimes. It's always spinning counterclockwise, and whenever it's facing towards a missile and it has a shot charged up, that's the only time that it's actually going to shoot one.
Now before he enters every planet, he has to fight a member of Star Wolf, and he enters the planet at a certain angle. Like he goes in from the lower left, and that guarantees the right position for the Star Wolf pilot, so he can just like attack him straight on. Otherwise, he can be somewhere else, and he's hard to track down.
Yeah, it completely manipulates the start of the fight, which is the most important part, because that's when the Wolf team members are most vulnerable. So I take a bomb there because it eliminates everything around.
Yeah, showing off how great some of the hitboxes are in those entrances.
Still not precise as you want them to be.
I have gone directly in the back end through the building and managed to trigger it, but you go straight in, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, it can be a little sketchy.
A little hit or miss.
Yeah.
Literally.
So I'm going to do a skip here. So you're supposed to... The intended way to go through this is to go across the stage underground and hit a switch to turn off the fire, but you can damage boost across it, which is significantly faster.
Yeah, you can also see when he's facing towards the fire that the frame rate drops to like 3 FPS. It's really bad. And on top of that, he's going to be on fire as soon as he gets through there. So in order to get rid of that, he's going to barrel roll. There's going to be a couple smoke trails that goes behind him, but after those are clear, then the lag is just basically as normal.
I'm going to collect this.
Yeah, you're pretty close to dead.
Well, I was actually intending to convert that into a bomb, because Fortuna is like one of the next stages. But I do have the health option there too. So yeah, I don't want to collect like every random item, even though it may be enticing, because I need to have a plan. Like, there are very certain guaranteed bomb drops throughout the waves, and I need to make sure that if I collect an item, that I can convert it into a bomb later, because if not, then that cuts down on my resources heavily.
And that's the beautiful part about Star Fox 2. When you go in between the Star Fox 64 and the classic version, this is more strategy, this is more execution. You gotta have the plan of attack. I'm glad Zallard brought that up, because every time you look at this wave, you gotta think about where you want to go. And hey, shout outs to Algae.
Yeah, everyone's favorite Star Fox character from their childhood, Algae.
That was a really good fight without using
that was
bomb.
very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are total jerks without bombs, and if they can fly right past you, it goes downhill really, really quickly.
Yeah, so you might notice they didn't add anything to the total timer. That's because they don't round up for the 10th point. They round it down, so if it's like 0.9, it just won't count as a second at all, or whatever the units are in this.
So apparently this game can't do math.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the health recharge here, actually, thinking about it. And yeah, it could cost me more time later on if I get some bad luck later.
Yeah, if you die with one of your characters, that character's just gone. There are no extra lives. You can't really do anything about it other than just use the other character.
Yeah, this is the only stage with swimming also. Completely unique mechanic to this stage. There's 2 layers on the top where you go underwater or over, and it entirely depends on if you're in walker or R-wing mode. So, this boss right here is intensely random. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, his basic intention is to just use all of your resources.
That's a good position.
Yeah, that's very good.
Nice.
So yeah, he's looking for Kick Gunner here to be in the upper right quadrant because he will be in a very good position to get a very good quick kill.
There
wow,
we go.
that's awesome.
I got him right before, too.
Yeah, that's amazing. So normally you'd have to use either 3 or 4 bombs because he's just going to jump in between the pools. But if you can save those bombs, that's awesome because you can use them on Starwolf afterwards.
Yeah.
And right here.
Yeah, that's a huge save on my resources for the rest of the run. Because my route, like, it basically assumes that I'm going to lose a lot of bombs there, and now I'm not. So I can be a little bit more liberal with bombs for the rest of the run. So this should be... I think I should be good for the rest of the game. Like, I haven't gotten any heavy-hitting missiles from any of my waves. Like, Corneria's at 30. I didn't even know I could have that low of damage on Corneria until this run right now.
Yeah, you had a run in the practice room yesterday where you had 3 missiles coming at you, and they pretty much all had to be 5% or else you were going to game over.
I also beat that planet to the missile shot, so that's really good, too.
So yeah, you see the difference if you have a bomb there. Like, it's huge.
He just gets crushed.
I have a lot of Star Fox 2 love coming in, so just let me know when I can read off
This
some
is a
donations.
great time, actually.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
for it.
Perfect, 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 perfect. Old Sandwich donates $33. Looking forward to Star Fox 2 run and the whole lineup. It's always been great to watch these awesome runners destroy these games. Donation goes to Bashi. Podolski donates $30. Have been waiting for the Star Fox 2 run. Here's an additional $30 for the great cause and Bashi time.
Bashi time.
Evan from SNES Central donates $200. I've spent countless hours researching Star Fox 2 and was super stoked when the final version finally came out. Great luck on destroying one of my favorite games. Strawberry Speedruns donates $50. What's up, Star Fox 2's team? Good to see that we finally made it to GDQ. Shoutouts to all of those who have struggled through bad emulators, finicky repro cards, and the impossible task of actually buying a SNES Classic. Zallard, good luck on the run. Also, shoutouts to Timber the Tiger. Somebody save that kid.
Amen to that, brother.
And $25 from Firefoxes. Hey guys, Firefoxes here. Just wanted to say that I'm super excited to see Star Fox 2 in a speedrun at AGDQ. Shoutouts to the Star Fox community and the Star Fox Squad Discord. There will be another 25 here if the couch can do the best Slippy imitation. Whoa, help me! I would like to think that that was good enough.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
I was doing homage to the classic Star Fox.
I'll try my highest pitch. There's somebody on my tail. That's all I got.
Slippy's here.
Oh, that
was
nice.
amazing.
Yes, I've ever done that.
Yeah, once again, can't stress how hard it is to aim in 3D space with a D-pad like that. It's just incredibly difficult, and getting those shots right off the bat is awesome.
Well, that's an interesting position for that. Usually that satellite ends up killing this one first.
Yeah, so this
No
is
spinners. No spinners, dude.
Listen,
Nice.
So spinners is like the worst enemy, and I'm very thankful that you'll never see them.
Yeah, this is the second to last wave of ships and planets. We're done with all the planets for now, but we've got 2 ships here and 2 bosses coming up.
which are completely random, sadly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so the deal is after this 3rd wave, what happens is Andros fires 2 random bosses. There's a pool of 4 that he could pick. 3 of them are fine. 1 is a nightmare. And, well, this is a marathon, so I'm expecting the nightmare to come.
Come on, Space Blade.
No.
Yes, let's please get some blessed RNG in the chat for to not have Space Blade.
Okay.
Yes, very well hidden button there, just like right below where you are.
I like how they bait you to go over there, because like the first thing you see is the wall popper, and you're thinking, oh, there's another one, clearly, and then there isn't. Okay. Nope. Don't want
shield.
Nope.
Don't want that.
Nope.
Either.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
Yeah, once again, like if he picks up any of these power-ups, his bombs are just all gone, because you can only have one power-up at a time, and that's a pretty difficult thing to try and wrap your head around in this game if you're used to the other Star Fox games.
Yeah, one cycling this in particular is really, really hard and takes a long time if you have no bomb in reserve. So this is one of the reasons why I was like very careful with bombs before that one mini boss in Fortuna. Okay, I believe I have exactly enough bombs to finish this correctly.
Mangy cur.
Okay, yeah, we're looking basically perfect here, except that guy. That guy took a little bit longer. Okay, so I guess we'll just burn one of the bombs here. I should have said nothing. Like, I deserve that.
That's why I'm cheering for Space Blade.
No.
Because if I cheer for him, he won't come.
See, now that you've admitted that, he's definitely going to show up.
It's karma.
All right, so this is a little bit of a sketchy situation, but if I were to game over here, it's not a big deal. I would just have to take this stage a little bit slower with the second character. Ideally, I don't want to game over, but you know, it is a possibility at this point.
Yeah, he needed to be pretty careful when he was entering the battleship here, because each of those laser shots that it was shooting around wildly in the cutscene, each of those does two full orbs of damage, so one shot and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I don't think you can get shot in the cutscene, which is good.
There we go. All right, so I skipped basically the entirety of that stage by throwing a bomb there. This is like kind of a maze, this stage, but if I have all of the enemies spawned, then what happens is the bomb will eradicate everything on my map screen. So basically it saves like about a minute. Oh, wow. Right on.
Wow,
very
nice.
nice.
That was very well done. Yeah, so coming up now, we have 2 of 4 bosses. So there are 4 possible bosses you can get. The game is going to basically pick 2 of them and throw them straight at you.
Yep.
So depending on what he gets, this can either be really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got.
Let's get serious.
Oh!
Mirage
right
Dragon.
on.
Huh.
See, I told you.
All right, you were right. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, these bosses are pretty simple in comparison to the one I was expecting. So this is Tektron. He teleports like anywhere 1 to 3 tries, and then he kind of reveals his weak point and shoots at you. But bad move. And then the next boss is Mirage Dragon, which is, if I do everything correctly, is the fastest. Like, it would take quite a bit of bad luck for this to not be really fast. He's out of my... Oh, there you go. That's still pretty
Nice.
good.
Very nice.
That was very well done.
Yeah, so he was like way too high. There's a certain range where I can't actually shoot him. And he was kind of there, but I could just barely hit like the nose of his face. So pretty good, pretty good. We have 3 bombs, which is exactly what we need to finish this run. And I believe that's a good angle for the wolf fight. So like,
should be.
Yeah. Like Mecha was mentioning, there is sort of a manip that I could do with the map screen, but with this, it's a little bit random, but.
Let's see if Wolf behaves, and
Oh,
he does.
Wow,
Very
nice.
Perfect fight.
Yeah, the second Wolf gets past you, it's basically just a wild goose chase trying to get him, so.
Yeah, 0.6 is pretty wild.
Very good.
All right, that's it. So everything's clear. We're just, we're going to go to the final stage now. So final stage is this like base near this star called Astropolis. And the deal here is we just want to get to Andros as fast as possible. There's a couple of branching paths. I'm going to take the left. It seems to be a little bit faster. Interestingly enough, the older version of this game, before this official version, had like a level change a little bit. Right used to be faster, but now in this new version, left is. All right, so we got like a hidden button here. Open the first door.
Oh,
Not quite.
It's okay. That's fine. As long as that platform doesn't rise back up, it's fine. I'll take a tiny bit of damage.
yeah, that land right there is very, very tricky to land, so good
Yeah, and
execution there.
on top of that, the game likes to drop your select inputs, which is the button you use to change into the walker. Seems to happen more than pretty much any other button.
Yes.
All right, so as we're approaching Andros here in his core, we're noticing a lot of ghosting, kind of graying effects going on here. And you're wondering, what is that? That is actually the Super Nintendo Classics epilepsy filter, which we'll be seeing this a lot in the Andros fight because there's a lot of flashing going on. So that's definitely not a technical issue. That is an added feature to the Classic.
Yeah, that's happening like right now.
Right now.
And during this little section here. It seems like they did this with like every game on this this new Super Nintendo Classic, so I don't know. It would have been nice to have the option to turn it on or off, but I understand why they did it.
That frame rate, though.
Yeah.
Glorious 60 FPS.
6 FPS?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Give or take about 10, 20, 30 frames.
So Andros here has 3 forms. This first form is probably pretty familiar to a lot of people. You just basically shoot him in the eyes, and yeah, he makes himself vulnerable after that.
He's using the bomb there to, or going to, yeah, he used the bomb right there to destroy the hands. He's just looking away to reduce a ton of lag that this explosions do.
And time is right now.
Time.
Right.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the enthusiasm up for zallard1 and the first ever run of the complete version of Star Fox 2 at a GDQ. Absolutely incredible.
Very good.
Absolutely incredible.
Very good.
That is more like it.
Great job.
A fantastic job to those couch commentators for sure.
Yeah, that was incredibly smooth. I am like really, really happy with that run. So like this game is like wildly random. Like there are situations where I could be forced into like unavoidable game over. So I'm really happy that this like went the way it did. Like everything seemed to go in my way. So I'm really, really happy.
It was a team effort. What's a mission? Adios, Andros.
Just a little bit of voice acting from Super Nintendo.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
Yeah, and shoutouts to Oyster SA, who's like your main competitor in this game right now.
Absolutely.
He's also gotten like half of the community SNES Classics because they're like impossible to find.
Yeah, he's a generous dude.
Yeah,
he
very
ran
much so.
Expert before I got to touch it. I borrowed a lot of tricks from his initial runs, so I can't thank him enough. Great dude.
All right, so I want to go ahead and give a couple shout-outs as well. I do want to go ahead and thank the beta runners for Star Fox 2, laid the groundwork for this awesome run here. Liam Piper did a lot of the work. Of course, he brought me in, taught me some things. Trained this guy here, Lilat. Got some guys in the back here want to run Star Fox 2. We definitely have a Discord for Star Fox community. We're not calling this a community. It's a family. We help each other. Like Zallard said with Oyster, so that's what we do. So if you're interested in running Star Fox 2, definitely come to us. We're on speedrun.com. Hope it doesn't crash yet, but yes, we are definitely there for you. So I'll be learning hard in expert mode as well. But if you do want to run Star Fox 2, go ahead and just learn the normal mode to get the mechanics down because it's a little different from Star Fox 1. So definitely do that. I do want to go ahead and say that we are dedicating this run to my uncle who passed away with fighting his valiant fight with cancer early last year. So thank you guys. And also, yeah, he was a huge support for everything that I've done speedrunning wise and why I love to be doing things for different communities as well. And I'm glad to be here. Also, huge shout out to our host, Proto Magical Girl. Thank you very much. Been doing a very great job.
You are absolutely welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for putting me up here. This was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this run. I worked hard to get it to the point where it is now, and so did the community. It's a blast. I'm really, really happy to see this run here at AGDQ 2018.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. The first run of the complete version of Star Fox 2 at a GDQ. It was absolutely fantastic, Zallard, and the donors seem to think so too. I have a lot of donations coming in for Star Fox 2, for Zallard, and for the community. We have $5 from Mr. and Mrs. K. Greetings, Zallard. Mr. K has a message for you from Gabby J. Yay. Kyle142 donates $50. Yay, Star Fox. Edgar Figaro donates $25. I playtested Star Fox 2 at Nintendo nearly 20 years ago as a kid. Really great to see this one get the GDQ treatment and prove that I wasn't lying to my friends. $1 million hype! And speaking of the $1 million hype, currently we are sitting at 647,000, so close to that 650 line, putting us just 350 away from the big 1 million. Let's keep charging for that. We have a bunch of great incentives, the Dishonored DLC, we have Bashi, the Ocarina of Time Glitchless exhibition. Keep the money rolling in, raising money all week long for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Let's make this happen. All right, before we get on with the event, we are going to go to a quick Twitch ad. All right, welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2018. My name's Proto Magical Girl. I totally wasn't distracted drawing a small picture of Mega Man. Let's get on with your donations here. We have $50 from Royal Blue Wizard, donating because Zallard is one of the all-time greats, and it's awesome to see Star Fox 2 finally make it to a GDQ. Also donating to wish a happy birthday to Charon, who got me into watching GDQs in the first place and dragged me off to my first AGDQ in 2014, where I met many of you incredible runners and people in general. Giving a shout out to Brosentia and Deedarch as well. Great runs, both of you. Looking forward to Tintin in Tibet. Also got to support LLK and hopefully get some of that glorious art. She is so talented. Keep on doing a great job, all of you runners and hosts. Let's continue fighting cancer. And PMG, keep on shining brightly. Thank you very much for your kind words and generous donation, Royal Blue Wizard. An anonymous donor donates $25. Longtime donator, first-time watcher. SNES Classic, yes please. Eco donates $20. Viewer for years, but once I saw Zallard streaming, I had to donate. From high-scoring Star Fox back in the day, now to speedrunning it. It feels so refreshing to see him back on this series. Do work, man. As for the donation, I'm putting it towards I Wanna Be the Boshi. Oyster donates $150. Hey Zallard, how are the fire bars moving? Looks pretty slow from here. You sure that's an original console? May Kick Gunner be kind and the Zallard curse dispersed for this run. $30 from Cyberbot X. Gotta give Zallard much good luck for his Star Fox 2 run. Take Andros down, putting this towards Duke 3D's bonus episode. Greetings from the donation station. Hi. $30 from Filthy Reporter. Your barrel rolls are on point today. Thanks to AGDQ for featuring the best games and speedrunners year after year. Keep up the good work. $15 from Cartoon Kukui. Sorry I can't catch the Star Fox 2 run live, gotta work and all. But since I'm cutting my speedrunning teeth on Super Punch-Out, I feel I need to salute the king while helping the fight against cancer. Good luck, Zallard. Looking forward to watching the replay. Peppy donates $50. Do a barrel roll? And with that, I'm gonna throw it over to the interview station where Edo Bean has our Star Fox 2 runner, Zallard.
Awesome Games Done Quick, this is Edo Bean here, and here with me is Zallard1, who just finished his Star Fox 2 run. How did you feel about that run? Because a 3140 is what you got.
I crushed that game.
That was a really, really good run. I'm really happy to see that. Now, this is really crazy, but I remember watching you way back in the day when you were doing Star Fox 64 high scores on GeoCities. Yes, that is a thing.
Yes. that is the same one.
Did you ever think that this was going to happen? No. It's crazy. Like I said, it's a thing. You can Google it. You can find it. But we do have a couple of questions that some of our viewers wanted to ask. First question comes from Cloud Connection that says, any major differences between runs of Star Fox 1 and 2 in terms of techs or tricks?
Yeah, so Star Fox 1, the big thing with that game, it's lag management and it's basically fast boss kills. Like those are the two main focuses of that game. And in Star Fox 2, you do have like lag management and boss kills, but there's also just like routing. Like for example, with that run, I had to route on the fly just because the set planets are completely random. Like the first 3 and the 3 after and everything else following. So.
All right. And our next question is from GD Jeffrey 2014. It says, what is the strat for fighting the giant fidget spinner known as Space Blade?
So Spaceblade, the deal with that fight is it's like this big. It has like tiny little panels, and it's really hard to shoot precise in that game. And it also has like shields that are rotating around it, so it's really hard to get shots in. That's like shoot and pray. Shoot, pray, hope things work out.
Just hope it all goes in your favor, basically.
Yeah.
All right. We have a line of stars that asks, awesome job crushing the run. What part of the run is your favorite, and what part is your least favorite?
So my favorite part's probably like the routing on the fly. I really like being put in those situations where I have to kind of just decide how I want the run to come out, because like usually like there's a lot of speed runs out there where it's just like one set path and it can get stale. I mean, but I don't know, with this game, like I could just play it and then play it again, and both playthroughs are absolutely completely different. So
yeah, so it's kind of like being like on your toes the
Yes,
whole way
yes,
without
exactly.
having to, you know, oh, this is what this button, dodge,
Exactly.
barrel roll.
And my least favorite would definitely be like the game drops inputs pretty profusely.
Yes.
If they remove that, then that would just be so good. But
Yeah.
you know, it's
It's hard considering when, you know, when they
Exactly.
decided to bring it. Obviously, they didn't do too many changes. There are changes, though.
Yes.
One of the things I really do like about it is that they actually did take some time and, like, okay, they kind of changed some of the graphical backgrounds and such. And if I'm correct, they added, was it the general peppercorns? Or what is it that they added?
so
They added a
like
couple themes,
there,
too.
there were peppercoins, but the deal was they didn't do anything in the old version. Now, if you collect all of them in a certain difficulty, the deal is you get that like little portal where I collected all those items, and that helps
Yeah,
tremendously in cutting down
exactly.
randomness. Like, so, yeah, I don't know. Overall, it's like really balanced. The difficulty is a little bit higher because like before the old version was kind of like too easy, and this time there's like actual threats. So it's really nice to see, you know, like everything that you do matters. You know.
Yeah. All right, and we got one more question from the Sergeant Scyther that says, so Faye and Miyu are the most optimal characters in this game. Who are the least optimal?
Peppy and Slippy by a mile. Like, not even close. Like, both of those characters have the slowest speed, they have way too much health, and they start with heart replenishes, so they have, like, too much health. It's just kind of a pain to play as either of them, so.
Yeah, and they're really like the slowest ones. I know Fox and Falco are usually the balanced
Yeah, Fox and-
characters for people to start out with. So
Fox and Falco are balanced, and they start with bombs, so they're not terrible. Like, I could see situations where they're viable, because there might be times where you need to use a bomb, like, right away, so.
do you think if, like, now that they finally decided to bring this game back, you know, to life, do you think we would ever see Faye and Miyu again?
I don't know. Like, that's really up to Nintendo. Like, it would be nice. I mean, technically they're canon now, I guess.
Yeah,
Although
they're
I
part of it.
I can't keep track of the canon of this series. Like, no way. But, I don't know. It'd be cool.
Nice. Now, I think we were supposed to do some prizes, but is somebody here to tell me what the... Oh, hi.
Hey.
Whoa. You
Prizes?
just popped
How you
out of
doing
nowhere. Jeez. Okay, hi. How are you, son?
Hey, Edo, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right, that was a wonderful run by Zallard. And, you know, we have some really amazing prizes coming up, one of which was just so cool, I had to come out here and show it off, guys. So straight from Bethesda Softworks themselves, we have an Xbox One S. And it is actually been customly altered to have the Mark of the Outsider on it, as well as several other minor little embellishes for Dishonored, Mark of the Outsider, Death of the Outsider. Something of the outsider. There's an outsider. That's all that matters. And that's going to be a $30 minimum donation from now until the end of Dishonored. So, I mean, you don't have a ton of time. This is kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. You should probably get your donations in for that. And if you do, $30 minimum donation, you'll also be in the running to win LLK's wonderful sketchbook. Guys, if you haven't seen this yet, she's just been drawing all of the event all the way from the start of the pre-show. Here's our friend Tom the raccoon.
Yeah, Tom.
Shout outs to Tom the raccoon.
best.
Everyone loves him.
The best.
But she's just been drawing everything she's seen happen in the marathon, all of the silly jokes and ridiculous things that have happened. This is, really just a one-of-a-kind art book. You're not going to find it anywhere else. You're not going to be able to buy it online from anyone. It's a $30 minimum donation throughout the entire event. At any point, you put in $30, and hey, you could win this, one-of-a-kind beautiful art book. And remember that $30 donation is also going to put you towards an entry into our grand prize, which is an Xbox One, a PS4, and a Nintendo Switch, all together in one bundle. It's $150 in donations throughout the entire event. And I mean, again, throughout the entire event. So, hey, maybe you donate 30 now, maybe you donate 30 later. Maybe you donate $5.57 if you feel like it. And eventually you get there. Who knows? But anyway, guys, you can always go over to gamesdonequick.com. You can check out the tracker. It's going to have all the information you're looking for about prizes, about runs coming up, and about incentives you can put those donations towards.
Thank you so much, Sen. And I think that's it for our interview. So thank you so much, Zallard, for joining us right after your amazing run of Star Fox 2. And coming up next is going to be Rockman and Forte. Ooh, I hope everyone is excited for that. That's what I'm talking about. You better be excited. If you're not excited, you're excited now. So thank you so much for having us, and we will see you guys later. Take it away, host.
Thank you very, very much, Edo Bean. That was a fantastic interview and a bunch of really cool prizes. I don't know about y'all, but I am very, very excited for Rockman and Forte. Oh my god, Rockman and Forte is so good, so underrated. I like Mega Man just a little bit. Anyways, we have a $25 donation from N Galaxy Timyo. Star Fox 2, I feel like this run is 20 years in the making. And on that same note, PJL101 donates a whopping $250. Star Fox is one of my favorite games of all time, and I never thought I would get to play Star Fox 2. If Star Fox 2 can get released after 21 years, maybe we can beat cancer. And with that, it is time to get excited. I'm going to throw it over to the front with Joka for one of the best games in the Mega Man series. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Rockman and Forte.
Hello. This game is Rockman and Forte, and it's impossible. So yeah, I'm going to try and beat it. That's basically the plan here. And this guy's going to explain it more. It's Cleartonic, Fastest CC, and Orsa. Hey. Who are you? All right. So I'm going to play, I'm going to count you down. I'm going to play Forte. And it's not a bid war this time, because whenever we have a bid war, Rockman always wins. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so this is Rockman and Forte, otherwise known as Mega Man and Bass. So this was released in Japan, 1998, Super Famicom. So this actually comes chronologically after Mega Man 8, which is on the PlayStation. So this game was released for Super Famicom. It came out as a GBA port in Japan in 2002, and then North America 2003. And yeah, in this game, you're allowed to choose from either Rockman or Forte, who is it's either Mega Man or Bass. So this category just chooses Bass from the get-go, and Forte has a few things that make him different than Rockman. He has a double jump. He has a slide mechanic kind of similar to the Mega Man X series that we'll talk about, and then he also does not have a charge buster and just has a single fire buster. So. This game, it's pretty well known for being one of the more challenging games in the Mega Man series. It's fairly punishing, but throughout this game, you'll be able to see that through some well-executed movement and weapon usage, Forte can pretty well clear this game. So we'll be seeing Joka kind of breeze his way through. That being said, it's still quite challenging.
Protoman.
Yeah.
He really tried.
Poor guy. So yeah, first boss, Green Devil. You basically just have to take down his barrier and